Excellent stuff. So, welcome very much, Sawsan. If I could hand over to you to give a bit of an introduction and your background and your experience in the industry.
So, hi, James. My name is Sawsan Dahham, and currently I'm the head of fire and life safety at Dahham, an engineering consultancy that handles big scale projects in the Middle East area and Africa. So, I've been working in the fire and life safety field for around 14 years. And yeah, I love it. I also am an FPA instructor, so I basically teach some of the codes and standards, the well-known codes and standards at NFPA.
Amazing. I remember years ago getting a job for a fire engineer, which really intrigued me, and learning about NFPA 101, um,
Yeah,
egress, and all sorts of
yeah,
things, which
that's my
fascinated me.
favorite code. Like
Is
NFPA
it?
101, that's the code that made me fall in love in this fascinating field. Yeah.
Amazing. And in the UK specifically, I know you're here on business for a couple of
Yes,
days, but
yes,
it's a sector that's really taken off in the UK
exactly. I also
since
work with
the
the BS code and HTM.
oh wow, the healthcare
Yeah,
technical
I did.
memorandum. Yeah.
Definitely, I designed some hospitals based on HTM, and I also designed many buildings based on BS standards and
Oh
French.
wow.
Also, there is the French regulation. Also, I worked with them.
Amazing. Because you're global fire lead as
Yeah.
well for
So
Dar, aren't you?
yeah,
Amazing. And
definitely.
what made you decide on engineering as a career then, Sorsan?
Okay. What made me decide on engineering at first place is that I have a bit of an artistic sense. And at the same time, I have a very neat and organized mind. So I thought, like, maybe I choose architecture. So all started with architecture because in this way I can satisfy my passion for creativity. And at the same time, I will also be triggering my knowledge and my neat, organized side. So I started with architecture, and few years later, I stumbled upon the fire and life safety field, which was like in the beginning of his rising era in the Middle East. And I like learning stuff. I like dealing with people. So I thought, why not giving it a try? It's interesting. And I started reading, starting with the NFPA 101, and I found it a very fascinating code, and I fell in love with it. And then I started learning more and more, and I become a fire and life safety expert at the end. I find this field very interesting because every project, every day, every meeting, every problem, and every solution to this problem teach me something new. So how like it never stops. Like you're always learning in this field. And you start in the project since concept when people are trying to build something, like create something, and then you
Mm.
help them all the way until the building is finished and it's ready to be occupied.
Amazing. So literally being your involvement is from the beginning of the project, from a blank piece of paper all the way
Yes,
through to the
exactly. So they start asking me since they where we put our stairs, how many stairs we need, do we need sprinkler, do we need alarm, do we need that or this, and then they continue this until the end of the project when it's ready to be occupied, when the authority having jurisdiction come down, check it, and give the okay for occupying the building. So all the way, I work all the way.
amazing. And as a lady that's from the Middle East and that works all around the world, what would you say is the perception of women in the MENA region specifically compared to other countries?
As an Arab woman, I can proudly say that it is rising. And I'm glad that this is what's happening currently. And I'll just tell you, just try to open like the LinkedIn and search the pages. You will stumble upon lots of successful women, whether in engineering or business or leadership or any other career path, all are Arab women that are working very, very hard to enrich their knowledge and showcase the finest capabilities to prove that they are equal and that they have the right to also claim a leadership position in all sorts of fields.
Amazing, and that's the key thing as well, isn't it? Is having women as mentors that are successful, like yourself, that have worked so
Yeah,
hard to develop your career into a global leader. That's a great
I
title,
hope
that.
so. I hope
Yeah,
so.
for
Yes.
sure. But it's important to have people like yourself that women can look up to see as a mentor and take inspiration from what you've done to develop your career to being a successful Arab woman.
Thank you. Thank you, James. I
Oh,
hope
well,
so.
of course. And in terms of gender stereotypes
Mm.
and gender biases or stereotypes, have they ever affected your experience as a woman in the engineering field?
They did definitely. I'd be lying if I said like this wasn't a major thing that I crossed during my career, because I often find myself the only woman in a room full of men. And like everything else in life, like you find the people that are supportive and the other that are not. So I faced men that like literally is telling me that life is easy for you. You are a woman, you can smile and get all the answers and all that talk.
Oh, wow.
But this never stopped me because I'm someone who focus on whatever I want and I work upon it. And what I did is like I worked harder when I hear this to prove them wrong, to tell them stop. This is not, you don't have right to stereotype anyone and to tell me how I'm getting my knowledge and how I'm getting my position in the society. I'm getting this because I'm working hard, I'm learning hard, and I deserve it, not because I'm a woman and things are easy for me. If something things are much harder for us because of those people that tries to tell us where we fit and what we should do and what we shouldn't be.
That's so powerful, so powerful, and yeah, credit to you because that's where it starts from, doesn't it? Is calling out, for want of a better phrase, of the behaviour and stopping those sorts of things.
Of course.
Sorry to hear you went through that, but well done for
I think
for
every woman
combating it.
I think every woman during her career went at least with run into at least few men that like some sort of harassment, because telling a woman that what she should do and what she shouldn't do, and telling a woman that she's getting stuff because she's simply a woman, she know how to dress or she know how to talk, or because she's just small and nice. This is harassment too, James.
Mm,
Harassment is a very wide word and there's lots of areas under it.
mm. That's very insightful as well. Thank you for sharing that. Just on that topic, I'm going to move the question around a little bit, just because I'd like
Yeah,
to
okay.
just extend on that. How can men become better allies and advocates then for gender equality in engineering as a whole?
I think men can be better allies by understanding their partners or their sisters or their daughters when they are working in this field. And I think they can do this by supporting them, by really being there for them. Like men are not known for multitasking, while women are very well known for multitasking. So it's okay if women are not doing their job every day perfectly. For example, they didn't cook today, or they didn't run errands, or whatever they were expected to do from their partner or father or brother. So they need to understand that. I think like many men like the idea of seeing or knowing a successful career woman, but they all, or not all, like many men, like they find it hard to actually understand those women and be there for those women. So this is how they can help with us, like help us.
It's very, very, very powerful again. And if you had a crystal ball, what would your vision be for the future of women in engineering, and how do you believe that we can achieve greater gender parity and inclusivity in this field?
If I have a crystal ball, I can say that I can see a field full of blossoms. So those are the women that are really blossoming in this field. So I can see a bright future because I can see a wide array of women that are fighting so hard to prove themselves in engineering field, and they want to say to the world that we are there, we are doing something, and the world is changing, and so are we towards the better tomorrow. So this is what I see for the future. I forecast.
Yeah, that's amazing. And again, having role models like yourself, women that have worked very hard to get to these sorts of positions, and sharing your story is so very important. So thank you very much. And in closing, final question: what advice would you give to someone that's wanting to pursue a career in engineering?
First of all, I would like to tell them to focus on their goal. Like I see many women, young women that are lost in the meaning of I want to do this and that and many things. Like success doesn't come as ready-made. Success is made by lots of dedication and commitment and by rising step by step. So focus on one goal, finish it, and then like move to the other. Don't lose focus on what matters the most, and don't let anybody or anyone tells you what you can be or what you should be, and don't let anybody make you choose. You don't have to choose between your career and between being a lovable wife. You don't have to choose between taking care of your looks or being a successful working woman. You can do everything and you can be everything with a little bit of will and lots of dedication and with focus and consistency. This is what I advise every woman who is looking to enhance her career, whether in engineering or any other field.
That's exactly what I was just going to say. That applies to women in every single sector or anything
Yeah,
in the world, doesn't it?
yes.
Which is incredibly powerful. And just rewinding a bit as well. What do you know now that you wish you knew when you first thought about a career in engineering?
Um, I think I wish I've known that I don't lose time and effort on things that doesn't matter much. So I focus all my energy on myself in terms of my own growth. Because, sometimes like a wrong society or wrong community might drag you down. So remove yourself from everything and anything that fill your life with negativity, and this will give you better perception of what you really want to do and what you are working on for your own future and for your own well-being. So this is something that I got with lots of experience and a very hard road, if I might say. Like I learned it the hard way and not the easy way.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I feel inspired from this conversation very
Thank
much so.
you.
So thank you so much for sharing your story, your insights. That was incredibly powerful.
Thank you, James, for inviting me to do this. And this is something that I'm passionate about. I'm very passionate about like being motivational for any woman who has doubt of what she can be. So any opportunity of raising this awareness, you'll find me like standing in the beginning of it.
At the front of the queue. Amazing
Yeah.
stuff. Thank you so much.
Thank you, James.
As we bring this episode to a close, we'd like to thank our four special guests, Mary, Bestan, Alina, and Sawsan, Thank you so much for sharing your inspiring stories and your experiences as women in engineering. I've personally really enjoyed a lot of the references, especially to the Middle East market, because of the perceptions that we have here back in the UK. You can see that there is some real true change which is starting to take place. There's still a lot to be done, but the most important point is that there is change and it is happening now. I hope their stories inspire you, and I hope that they inspire a new generation of women that are looking to pursue their dreams and leave an indelible mark on the engineering field as a whole. So once again, thank you so much to the four amazing ladies that contributed today and who they continue to defy expectations and pave the way for a more inclusive and diverse future.